Okay, these are the things you would need to use while you're carving the rutabaga. I have right here are toothpicks that I'm going to use for the coloring of the rutabaga. Now use a paper plate just to keep everything together. You'll also need some red food coloring to make the color of the rose, or you can use what other food coloring you like, as far as you like to use red, green, or purple. I have a honing steel that I will use to keep a straight edge on my knife. When you cut and do these fruit carvings or vegetable carvings, you'll need to keep a sharp knife. This right here I have is a straight edge. This will keep my knife at a perfectly 20-degree angle on each side. I also have a pillar. This pillar is a little bit different than regular pillars. This goes on the palm. That way I can work a little bit faster as I'm pilling. This is a tornado knife. What is a tornado knife? A tornado knife is a knife that has a little curve to it. And this right here, this is my knife that I use to carve all my vegetables and watermelons. This is a very flexible knife. I can actually bend it, very flexible. That way I can get detail work, and it's very, very sharp. I can actually flex it on my hand like this. It's very good to use. Alright, those are the utensils, and we're about to start carving. Alright everybody, I'm going to start peeling the rutabaga. This is a pillar that actually fits on one of your fingers and actually fits on the palm of your hand. To me, this works a little bit faster when you peel your vegetables. Any type of soft fruit peel, it fits on the palm of your hand and actually you work with it as you peel. So you want to actually peel this rutabaga. You don't want to go back and forth like that. You just want to do one nice smooth stroke to get all the peeling off. This is actually a good gift for Valentine's Day. You know, everybody want to buy roses. Why buy a rose when you could peel a rutabaga? Show your nice little talent to your loved one. If you could draw very good, draw a little rose. If you could fold paper into a rose, fold paper into a rose. That lasts a little bit longer than a dozen of roses to me. Shows unique talent. Alright. You don't have to really worry about the bottom right now. But one thing you want to do also too is make sure that your rutabaga is a little bit level, so once you start to cut it, you know, it'll be a little bit easier for you. I'm going to actually level it out myself. So basically cut a little bit off and just put it back down, and that way you can see it. You want to keep the top nice and round, so I'm going to go around the top just one time so I can keep it round. A rose is actually somewhat round, so I'm just going to try to make it stay round. Alright, now that I have that cut, actually, I'm going to start off by saying this is the rutabaga, this is any fruit we carving. I do not want to go in directly like this into the fruit. I want to go in at an angle. You want to make sure you keep a steady hand when you're actually doing it. You don't want to be shaking like this. Actually, the way I'm holding this knife, actually I got the video camera facing the opposite direction just so you can actually see my hands, because if I have it behind me you won't be able to see it because I'm right-handed. I actually have it resting on my middle finger. I have my thumb on top of the blade and my pointer finger on top of my thumb. I would not cut myself because I'm not moving the knife. I have that much pressure on my fingers. If you want to cut another way, you can actually cut like this, but I find it, through the years I've been doing this, I find it a little bit more comfortable using this, doing this technique. You can start off by doing like this, or you can start off by doing, you know, I just find it like this because it's like I'm writing, I'm drawing. So that way I could feel more comfortable doing this. Now, what we want to do is make a straight circle around, like so. And actually when you carve any type of fruit or vegetable, it's always one cut and then a relief. A cut then a relief, or if you want to keep on relieving and bring out the background, I will show you more on that too. So what we want to do is make a complete connected circle. So we're going to go straight down about this much of the knife. And actually, let me use this a little bit real quick. Give me a nice little straight edge. And what you want to do is one side, then the other side, one side, then the other side. All right. So I'm just going to make a complete circle all the way around it. No problem. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bottom with my other hand and I'm just going to slightly turn it. That way this will help me cut faster and cut. Actually, you can use a cake stand if you like. Because it's a turntable cake stand. If you have one of those at home, you could use one of those. Now that I made the complete circle, let me just explain one thing too. I made a connected circle. Now that we made that cut, we're going to make another cut on an angle. For an example, I'm just going to say we cut in this way, right? And this is where we stopped. I'll actually want to meet my knife at a 20-degree angle on that point so we can pull all this out from right here. So do that. And I only want to cut just like this, a smidget, the same width I'm going down. You just cut a little bit off. There we go. Now to clean this up, I'm actually going to cut down from this section just another smidget, and we're going to do it one more time all the way around. And reason for this is just to clean up the roses. So when we start making our petal, when we cut into it, it won't actually fall off. Once you get a little bit more experience, you won't have to do this step. But this is just a safety precaution for you all at home. So you won't do all that work and it won't fall off. Alright. If you make a mistake, just go back and just, and actually use the tip of your knife. Just gradually push out any little bitty pieces. You don't want to cut, just push out a little bit. Let me just check the camera a little bit and I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Don't really have to zoom in that much, just make sure. Okay. All we want to do is make continuous seeds. One thing you're going to find out once you're doing watermelon carving, vegetable carving, you're going to find out it's the same cut over and over again. That's all it is. There's no special movement. It's the same cut. All the fruit carvings you've seen I did, it's the same cut over and over again, just move together to make a nice little piece. Alright, so what I want to do is, I'm going on the inside and I'm not going to come from the outside and cut in. I'm going to go from the inside and I'm making a petal, a rose petal. Now the petals they're going to be standing up, not flat. It's the center of the rosebud actually. They're actually the thickness of this. So that's the thickness. So what I want to do is just do the same thickness and I'm going to make actually a C. Go around the edge, follow the edge, and do not come out. Just keep going around. Now I made a C. Now I'm going to take and go in on the angle. Just like so. And I'm going to go all the way around. my C on a 20-degree angle, just like I did before with this one. And I'm going to take the knife and pull it out. Now that I got that part, I'm actually going to go from the center of what I just did and make another C. Remember, I'm going to go back to the center of what I just did and make another C. So that C will probably end up right here. The same thing, the same cut goal, same thing like we just did before. Do not come out. And go to the center, somewhere right here. That's it. Now we're going to take that part out on a 20-degree angle. And actually what I'm doing, reason I love this knife, because I'm actually pushing my knife against the rutabaga and I'm actually bending it so I can get a little bit more into there. So I'm actually bending my knife as I'm cutting. These are actually really called tie knives. Tie knives actually are very flexible, thin and sharp, and we'll get into grooves. So see how thick this is? That's all. That's how much we take it out. Now, we're going to go from the center point where we just did that one, and we're going to do it all over again. I could do these very, very fast. This is very easy to do. I know you're probably at home saying I've been doing this for a long time. That's why I call it easy. But it's very easy to do. It doesn't take a long time to do this. Now, I'm going to show you one thing at home. Say for instance I just did this and stopped. No problem. Just keep on going. That's a lot of people ask me what happened if the rose break. Sometimes all roses is not perfect, you know. There we go. Alright. Same way. Take this, go from the center. Just like that. And bow, take that part out. See, I just took one part out and kept going. Only reason why I do the continuous one is just a sign saver. So we go from the center of that one. And just turn it. There we go. Go from the center of that one. Cut that out. There we go. Go from the center of that one. There we go. Go from the center of this one. Get it out. Go from the center of this one. Now you see it's forming the roll shape. Now as we get towards the center, of course they're going to get a little bit smaller. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now that is your rutabaga with the little rose. Now what we want to do is we want to relieve this part, bring it, make it stand out. So I'm going to use probably this much. I'm going to stab right here. I'm going straight in, flat, the same horizontal actually. Now I'm not going to try to touch this petal. I'm just going to go around. And if your knife is very, very sharp, this will make it this will make it very, 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 very easy. I mean, it's so easy to listen. Wow. I mean, you can actually just hold your knife and you can actually turn it, the rutabaga, and it cuts itself. There we go. And that's it. Zoom in a little bit more so you can see it.